a
No.
wild thing to say just before we go live that nobody will hear and nobody will have any reference point for. Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Um, Mars has just rocked my world by saying that lasagna is pasta cake. I'm going to leave that one with you. I'm going to let it settle in your gut
It's a great
while we
t-shirt.
move on and
Right?
we introduce the crew from today. Today we that's something. That is correct. That's the right thing to say there. Today we have Mars, Tats, Katie, Shen, B, and Steve. We've got the full party back again. How is everybody doing today?
Huzzah!
All doors will
good.
be unlocked from now on.
So, shall we have a little bit of a recap?
Let's do the recap.
Let's do the recap. Okay. So, where we left off last time, Victor was heading back to try and investigate some things within the town. Isabel had arrived after spending some time in investigating some of the fairy tales in the books of Merlin's tower. The two passed like ships in the night, ironically speaking, because the rest of the group spent the rest of that session trying their best, their absolute damnedest, to stealth aboard a ship in the night with guards around 300 feet away from the coastline.
We are not ninja.
You are not ninja. And you did manage to get in through the cannonade. You managed to get in on board of the deck of the ship where all of the cannons are, which I do believe is called a cannonade. I'm probably wrong. But yes, lots of munitions, gunpowder, cannonballs, cannons, etc. And there were a few people there. Those people had already been attracted up to the top deck, however, by a very glowing Ash. Ash, who had taken on their starry form and was flying around outside just to try and distract the upper deck of the crew. The captain, however, did not order attack. Said, we have better things to do. We've seen plenty of glowing things around in the skies before. We don't need to start suddenly attacking this thing. But just managing to stealth your way inside of one of the portholes yourself, Ash made it inside and managed to get below towards where the rest of them were. Some of the crew came up from the lower deck, the absolute bottom deck of all of this, where they have their lodgings. And Ruby managed to kill one of the two jailers that had kept Ruby as a slave for many years in Ruby's past. Ruby also managed to set free one Leopold, a fellow slave from their time spent alongside Ruby. Now, what we need to resolve before we get on to anything else is what exactly did Victor find during all of that investigating? But we have assumed that Victor, knowing that the rest of the group were sneaking on board of the ship and seeing a giant flying glowing bird 300 feet out, probably signals danger. So we reckoned that Victor probably did investigating and then cut short and sneaked all the way out to this ship to try and get aboard himself. So, shall we get on to trying to figure out exactly what Victor was trying to discover from the townsfolk? What have you been up to out there, Victor?
I think because it kind of came to light that everything was a bit of a ruse and these people were like faking happiness, essentially.
Yeah.
I think he kind of wanted to try and get to the bottom of the reason why, because people were quite closed up in terms of telling.
All right.
Kind of describing why that was the case.
Yeah.
Because they were scared, basically. So I kind of wanted to find out who like ran the place, maybe if there was any kind of pockets of resistance in the town that we might be able to kind of infiltrate and get them to turn on their overlords, as it were.
I love that. Okay. Give me... who do you think you would be going to first and foremost to find this information out?
Oh, I have no idea.
What kind of townsfolk do you think would be Victor's top priority to speak to? Like stable hand, guard, innkeeper, shopkeeper, tent runner, fellow travelers, anything at all?
I think maybe because he's quite good at eavesdropping and such, and like lip reading. So I think he'd probably just saunter around for a little while until he found somebody that looked as though they were maybe speaking like hushed about something along those lines. So maybe toward the tavern after he left everybody, like just go kind of in there, because that's usually a good place to start in a town, but then just kind of hanging around the market, watching for anyone who looked like they didn't fit.
Okay. All right.
And then maybe like following them and seeing if he could perhaps open up like a little bit of questioning, or maybe even just follow them and like eavesdrop.
All right.
Kind of outside their window, that kind of vibe, like, because people tend to talk behind closed doors more.
So let's start off then with an investigation check to see if you can figure out by your perceptions and all of that who here is going to be the person to go and talk to.
Cool.
12. I think that Victor's mind sets on the innkeeper. I think that that's probably the person that you think to listen in on conversations of. They've been central to a lot of the conversations within the last couple of sessions. They've proven that they have some loyalties towards the guards, at least, on calling their attention towards the rest of the party, acting suspicious-like. So they've probably got something to lose and might have something to talk about. Give me now a perception check to see exactly how much of their conversations you're able to grasp.
Yep. I can also, because of my feat that I took, I can lip read. I don't know if that is useful.
Well, let's do this with advantage then.
Okay.
So just roll it flat again, because you've rolled it flat once.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
so a perception of 11. You are aware of this guy's movements and his conversation. You've analysed the pattern of his sort of evening working here at the tavern. But for all the lip reading, unfortunately, it does you no good because he turns his back a lot. He bends below the bar. He has like jugs up to his mouth and stuff while he's trying to like inspect them for streaks and that. And he does have conversations, but it doesn't seem to be particularly fruitful. The most thing, because this is quite a middling roll, a 12 investigation and an 11 perception. I think that the most that you get from this guy is that he's scared into having any kind of loyalty with these guards. You notice the subtle glances, you notice the sweat under his collar, you notice some of his like shaking hands that he tries to hold on to with his other. He seems like a person on the brink of a nervous breakdown, because this evening has been a very particularly difficult one for him, with the people arriving, which of course are your people, and him having to call the guards in the first place. Just speaking to an authoritarian figure is going to be nervous for somebody who's scared of them. So that's basically the gist of what you get from this guy, but you don't really get any of his conversation. Broken bits of him just talking to people at the tavern and gossiping about what happened with the rest of the group turning up, but you don't really find out any more than what you already knew. The group turned up, they went into a back corridor, they acted a bit shifty. You were there for all that. You know exactly what happened. You know more than this guy does. So yeah, that's more or less what you get. It's not really much of any use.
Usually he has more time, so he'd kind of spend a lot more time and care getting himself into certain pockets of people and stuff and asking the right questions. But because they're somewhere he doesn't know very well, and then this ball of light in the sky, he's kind of had to not go about his normal like investigative process. So he kind of swears to himself under his breath.
So yeah, you just tell me, how do you think that Victor would find his way out towards the ship, having seen all of this?
Good question. How far out was it?
About 300 feet.
Okay, so he could swim.
Yeah.
But equipment closed. That's going to be hard work.
There were some small canoes off the side of the dock.
I think he would look for a means to, if he can't get hold of a canoe, maybe like something as kind of silly as like a log.
There was actually a large log, yeah. There was a large log that the rest of the group hid behind at one point. It's quite heavy, though. So it's going to be either stealth to try and get a canoe, or it's going to be athletics to try and lift the log.
I think I'll probably go with stealth.
Okay, then.
All things considered. Cool.
Canoodle.
With an 18 on a flat stealth roll, you definitely managed to get this canoe. Cool. You take it while the guards are distracted by something else on the docklands. There's somebody who stumbled out of the what do you call it, the tavern a little bit, 3 sheets to the breeze, shall we say? Appropriately for a shipyard. But yeah, you take the canoe and you manage to quietly move your way off without paddling with too much noise, and then you make up time for it by dashing all the rest of the way with cunning action, etc. You will make it to them on this turn because you rolled your stealth well. But we are back up to the top of the order. So we've got, as we're staying in the same order as before, we're going to be going with, who is, oh, there it is. I could barely see the indicator. This guy here is going to step up and start attacking Isabel, I think.
How dare he?
How very dare he? And he has a mace, and he's going to make 2 attacks on you. So that's like twice the abhorrence, right? He only hits you once, however, with a 19. The other one was a 7. And this damage is going to be 7 halved to 3. So you end up with not so much of a bad time. Next in the turn order, and I'm gonna now apply all of the health bars that I was talking about last time. Just be thinking about that now. As Ruby, it's your turn.
Okay, just to double check, was Leopold out of the cage? I couldn't remember if I'd got the key or who had got the key.
Is he out of the cage? Yes, I think you got the... I'm pretty sure you got the thing, didn't you? I think you got the key. Did you not get the key?
How's he doing? Is he doing
I don't remember getting the key.
Or did we
They told me where the key was.
I think we got... Did we not get the key?
I thought we got the key off the dead guy.
Pordiacs. Or was it Thrag? No, it was the Pordiacs. I think Thrag is
You
still
told me it was one of the ones that was still alive had the key.
Okay, we'll go with that then. I don't honestly remember.
I think he's still in the cage. I just gave him a pep talk.
Okay. Well, we'll go with that then.
Oh. All right.
I
guess this guy right...
It's been a week.
Yeah, it's fine, don't worry. I guess this guy right in front of me then, I will punch him in the face.
Yeah, cool. That is a fail. That's a nat 1.
Wondered why I did that. Okie doke. Any consequences for that, or?
For a strike, no. It's just a nat 1. You just don't hit.
Okie dokie. I'm going to use Flurry of Blows on him.
All right then. Right, you should all be able to see health bars on your tokens now. Flurry of Blows, that definitely hits.
So I now do 2 attacks. However, with open hand technique, I would like to try and knock him prone. So that would be if I land one of my... Oh, I have it. So yeah, so it's a dex saving throw.
A dex save? What does he have to beat?
DC 11, I believe.
Oh, he got a 4, so he definitely fails.
Okay, so he falls prone after I've attacked.
Let's see. There he is, prone. Great stuff.
And to do a separate flurry of blows attack, because it is 2 attacks, but it wanted me to do it that way. So 6 and the 4 for damage.
So that's two, but that is two lots of damage that you've hit him with, yeah?
Yes. It just wouldn't let me do the flurry of blows again. But
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, you did. Did you attack twice for the flurry of blows? I only see 1 attack roll.
So after you take an attack, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed attack strikes as a bonus action. So
yes,
you see, I've rolled a flurry of blows.
I see the
yeah,
6.
That's this additional 4. Yeah.
And then I see the
4.
21.
Yeah, the 21 is the.
Oh, the damage. That's a damage roll at the bottom. That 4 is a damage roll.
Yes.
Right, so if you attack once, and then you spend a key point to get 2 more blows, then you're attacking 3 times total. What I'm saying is I'm only seeing 2 attack rolls in the chat.
It's not letting me do it again. This is why, and I'm trying not to spend a second key point, even though I've already...
Okay, we'll just do another unarmed strike. Just throw another unarmed strike into the chat. Because it's the same modifier, it doesn't make any difference. 18 hits. So we've taken all of that damage then. Because we've already got the 6 and the 4. So you've hit the 21 and you've hit with the 18. So he's taken both of those, and he is prone. Is there anything else that you want to do?
I've done my bonus action. I haven't done my movement. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to waste time. I think so. He doesn't have the key though. The one in front of me. It's one by Isabel. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I right in saying it was this guy that was Thrag?
Yeah, I might just take this chance to move this way, so I'm just out of a bit of line of fire. And take my healing from Briar's spell. What was the
So he does get an attack of opportunity, but it will be with disadvantage.
When he's prone?
Because he's prone, yeah. So with prone, the person that is prone gets attacks with disadvantage, but everybody else gets attacks with advantage if they are in melee range. So all of you, if you do melee attacks on him, you will get advantage on him. A ranged attack against somebody who is prone is with disadvantage because they're a smaller target to hit. So a ranged attack against him will be worse. A melee attack against him will be better. So yeah, that's what in effect you've done. Also, don't forget, because you've ended your turn within Briar's thing, to roll a d6 and add that as your temp HP.
Yeah, I asked what it was. So is it /R or R/?
/R. And he rolled an 8 to hit you, so he didn't hit. Okay.
D6 plus 4.
Oh, okay, there you go. D6 plus 4. So, Briar, it's now your turn.
Okay. Okay, give me a second to shake off the cobwebs of the week.
We'll get the music a little bit more appropriate as well, shall we? Yeah,
right.
So you get 5 health. So, Briar, you've got a guy on the ground in front of you. You know that if you attack him with a melee attack that you're going to get advantage. So will your spiritual weapon.
Oh, okay. Alright, so I will move my spiritual weapon towards him.
Lovely. And then we just need an attack roll for it.
Right. And how exactly do I roll that? I know we were having trouble with it the last couple sessions because it doesn't want to roll damage.
So this. There you go. I made a token for you last time. It's in your inventory under weapons. Spiritual weapon output.
Oh, okay, perfect. We'll roll to attack.
You miss. You do get advantage though, so don't forget to hit that again.
Okay, attack again.
16 hits. Now do damage.
That's better. Damage, normal.
That's 6 damage. This guy's starting to look fucked up now.
All right, and that is my bonus. Oh no, bonus was to move it, right?
Yep. And the attack is free because you've already cast the spell. So now you've got your action, I believe.
Free, so I just got my action and movement.
So you could just hit him with your own melee attack if you wanted to.
Who is up next in the turn order?
Who is next of you guys would be Ash.
Okay, I'm gonna give guidance to Ash.
Great.
My first guidance, thank you.
You're being guided.
And since Ash is standing right next to me, I'll just place a hand on her bird wing and just say, whisper, guidance.
It would be there just because Ash is dead then. Your aura, is that a concentration spell as well?
Oh, it's okay.
Yes, it is.
So then you would drop the aura to give guidance, because guidance is concentration.
I thought I could still cast a spell with guidance, I just can't cast another concentration spell.
Guidance is concentration, the aura is concentration. You can only concentrate on one spell at a time.
What's
it's
the
okay,
aura?
guidance me.
What's the aura from? Sorry.
It's you've said that it's a concentration
the aura
spell,
is
yeah?
not concentration.
Yeah,
My bad.
if
Only
it's not. Then that's fine.
Yeah, it's not. I was thinking it was Moonbeam for some reason.
Oh
Moonbeam
no! If it's an ability, if it's a class ability, then it's not concentration. No.
Yeah, sorry for
Okay.
that. Yep. Okay,
No
so
problem.
I'm all good.
So
That's my
you
turn.
cast guidance. You've used your bonus action to move the spiritual weapon. You've attacked this guy, done a little bit of damage. Do you want to move anywhere? This guy's already used his reaction.
No, I'm gonna stay put.
Okie dokie. Then next in the turn order, we've got Thug, 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 and it is this guy who is prone. He's going to spend half of his movement to stand up from the ground, so he's no longer prone. And he is going to smash Briar, he hopes. He can hit twice, but he misses both times. Your AC is insane. So that's his turn spent, but he does have his reaction back. Now it's Ash's turn. What are you doing, Ash?
Okay, I am gonna... Oh, Isabel looks like they need
Don't
help.
forget, Briar, to do your temp HP.
I could be fine for another round if you need not to heal for a bit.
Okay, I'm going to go into Primal Savagery.
Nice.
I'm gonna attack the thug right in front of me.
Love that. That does hit.
Ooh, so powerful.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's really fucked up from that. No, I'm just joking. Do you have anything else you want to do on your turn?
That was a cantrip, so I can still make an action, right?
It was a cantrip, but it was an action cantrip, so you can do a bonus action. Remember, this is not Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is trash. Okay. Baldur's Gate 3 is a bag of wank.
Great.
I mean, it's fun, but it's not D&D.
Yeah, it's not D&D. They say that it's D&D. It is not D&D.
It's D&D adjacent.
It's D&D inspired.
It's duh and duh.
It's Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. It's a
Sorry,
third gate. There's 3 whole gates.
I still had concentration for some reason. I'm not concentrating on anything.
Okay.
No, I think I'm just gonna stay right here.
Great. Then next in the turn order, we've got another thug. And it's this guy. He's only got 6 HP left, but he's going to spend his time smacking away at Isabel. Also, Ash, you are still welcome to roll for temp HP. It doesn't add to your current temp HP. It only replaces it if you choose to take it. You don't have to take it if you don't like the roll, if it's lower than what you already have. Just so you're aware. But if it is higher, then you can take it. You just don't add it. You replace the current number with that number. This guy does manage to hit Isabel with the first attack, and is going to swing again, and does hit on the second attack. Is going to take 2 damage rolls for that, which will not quite come to 12 because that's just the way that has worked. That is somebody up there, and then we're back to Isabel. Isabel, you're surrounded by 3 attackers.
Okay, I'm gonna smack whichever one's got the lowest HP.
This guy looks super fucked up.
Well,
the one that just swung at you, he's the most hurt.
Well, far be it from me to retaliate straight away to the guy.
The other 2 look very healthy. They're the healthiest of the people in the room.
I'm always under the impression get rid of people as soon as possible. Don't just chip away at them.
To be fair, that's my belief as well. Always just take out whole people at once, because then that's one less person to swing at you. It's just, you know, strategy.
Yeah, so I'll smack Mr. Low Health with my great axe.
Do for it. Give me rolls. 18 hits. Give me damage. You might kill him in the first swing. Oh, describe the kill, please, Isabel.
I'm imagining the other 2 ducking as I just swing my axe around and just lop his head off while I'm swinging.
Oh, yeah. Like a what do you call it? Like a hammer throw in the Olympics. You just like swinging it over your head, and 2 of them duck, and the last guy doesn't realize and just has his head fully lopped off his shoulders. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm raging so much they're not really sure who I'm attacking, and they just both duck.
Yeah. Just like what? And duck. And that's the most that they can do. You have only taken the 1 attack. Now, what else do you want to do at this point?
Well, I can't attack again, can I?
You haven't got multi-attack yet. You haven't got extra attack. Yet. However, you have a bonus action if you want to take it, and you have movement if you want to try that.
Well, if I move, I'm subjected to being...
You are.
Thingy.
It's up to
I
you.
can't remember what my bonus action is. Oh no, that's rage, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's a little filter button at the top. On the search inventory bar, there's a little like button that's like grayed out next to the X, just to the right of it.
Yeah.
If you click on that, and then it'll give you a drop-down menu to say action, bonus action, reaction, etc. You just click on which one of those you want to see that you've got, and it will filter everything out and show you what you have to use. It's very useful for spells, I must say. It's very, very useful for spells. If you go on your spells list and you want to find out what you've got, then go for that.
Yeah, I've got nothing except rage, and I am already raging, so...
Then, if that's the end of your turn, then I guess we're going to go up to Victor!
Can I get my temporary HP?
Of course you can, yeah. It's the end of your turn that it happens. You don't do it before then. So roll 1d6 plus 4, please. Victor, you find yourself at the side of the ship. You've managed to climb in through one of the portholes, and you are now inside. You see that there is a lot of noise coming from a little hatch over here in the middle of the room. What do you want to do?
But there's no one else on the deck.
Nobody else on the deck with you right now, no.
Just a bunch of cannonballs and such.
As you were approaching here in the little boat, you noticed that there was a bunch of people up on the top deck. They're all muttering to themselves about a light being having disappeared now, and they all just say, get on with cleaning the decks and getting the rigging sorted. So they seem to be about their business. But you do see here this.
So these grates,
yes,
here and here, are they above to the main deck?
Those are below. That's in the floor that you are stood, and there are grates all the way along from the top deck down. It's like drainage. It's just so that if there's going to be any water that flows down, they want it in the bottom so that it acts as ballast and not in the top where it's going to topple the thing over.
Cool. I guess I will probably go over to this thing because I think I know that those grates are going to be like kind of part of the ship, and I won't be able to like get through them or anything.
Well, as you get to the hatch, you notice that it's not like locked shut. It's just something that you could easily lift up and open.
Okay, cool. Then I will do that, and I'm gonna peek my head through to see what's
You
going
peek your head through, and you see Ash directly below you.
Okay.
At the bottom of the ladder.
Okay, cool. And I see that they're in trouble.
You see that Isabel looks hurt, and they all seem like they're in the throes of battle. There are 3 thugs down there, each of them sailors. One of them looks half dead, and there are at least 2 people on the floor who are full dead.
Cool. Okay. Well, as I was likely doing this quiet still, I'm gonna think because Isabel stood alone. And looks a bit more surrounded. I think I'm going to take out my light crossbow.
Lovely.
Just as I'm ducking from.
We'll say that you're on the hatch to be able to do this, just so that you can get the angle right. But yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I'm basically like going upside down and like
yes, 100%. Yeah.
To try and like sneaky shoot one of these guys in the neck.
100%. Yeah.
So I pull out my light crossbow and where is it hiding on my character sheet? Sorry, it's not one of my selected weapons.
It is crossbow hand. It's on hand. Inventory.
Yeah, I got it. Is it just a straight attack? Do I count as hidden?
Yeah, you are hidden at the moment. You've got advantage.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just at the closest one that stood by Isabel, basically.
This guy, yeah.
To the left, yeah.
Cool. All right, 17 hits. Give me damage plus sneak attack.
Damage. Normal. Where's my sneak attack gone? Apologies again.
Should be in features.
Yeah, I'm just. I have set a.
Sorry, I was just working out the rolls. Took me a while.
But there it is.
Why can I not see it? I don't know. Oh, there it is. It's at the top of your features page. Top of your features page.
I found it. Cool.
2d6 gets you 4 damage. That feels cheap.
Rubbish.
Okay. Well, you've gotten your attack. This guy feels the thunk thunk of this crossbow hitting him. He is going to make a perception check on his turn, but not yet.
Okay, cool. When I do that, as I hit him, a bunch of kind of like dark smoke comes out of the wound and like makes a shard that flies towards the guy next to him. I'm going to use one of my whales from the grave.
Great.
Which we'll do to the guy next to him. 3 damage to the guy beside him, please.
3 damage, okay. Isabel, you see this. You've seen this before. You've seen Victor's handiwork. You know in this moment that it's Victor that has done this. You see that the crossbow bolt hits in on the guy to your right's shoulder, and then it leaks out and oozes into the guy next to him, who looks like he's having a bit of a rough time, but not so much.
I think from there I'll probably drop down. Because I'd still have a little movement, so I think I'm gonna, like with my other arm, kind of do a bit of a flip to land down once I've shot it.
Do you want to be landing behind Ash and Briar, or more close towards Isabel? Or in this gap between Briar and Ruby?
I'm just gonna see. So I've used 15 feet.
You have?
And then
you've got 30 feet of movement. You'll be able to drop down, no problem.
Right above Ash, right?
The drop won't cost you any movement. It's just where you want to land.
Yes. So I think I'm going to try and swing and get to the space just below the spiritual weapon. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll call that an AC of 15 to be able to do that as an acrobatics check. To flip down through a thing, to land properly 10 feet away from it, doing a backflip. Give me acrobatics 15.
I should have just landed and ran, shouldn't I, instead of trying to show off.
I was gonna say, if you fail, fall on the bad guy, not me.
If you fail, you'll just fall prone.
Okay. Why did that not bring up my character sheet? Sorry.
I don't know.
Acrobatics.
12. You land prone. You we'll just put that on there. Hang on. There you go. So you fall prone. You've still got half of your movement left, though, so you could just stand straight up now. If you
I
like.
will do a little kip up and dust myself off, drawing my sword and trying to not look embarrassed.
Okay. Everybody, you see Victor face plant on the ground, right next to the spiritual weapon. But Victor, having landed there, you end your turn within this aura, and you may roll 1d6 plus 4.
Like a little side eye, like. Ooh.
But you've used your was that your action and your bonus action, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
that's me spent.
So yeah, 1d6 plus 4, and you could apply that to your temp HP, the little blue thing on your character sheet.
I haven't used my bonus action actually.
Oh, go on then.
Apologies. I thought my Whales from the Grave was a bonus, but it's not.
Okay.
In the description.
You've used all of your movement to get up.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you want to do with your bonus.
So, I think I might. I don't know whether to disengage now. I've realised that I've kind of embarrassed myself.
That was a great Victor reveal, right?
But thinking that, I'm going to grit my teeth and draw my rat dagger from my belt and with my offhand. I'm going to try and stick the guy that I already.
Oh, stab this guy with a rat.
Yes. Which is a +2 dagger, right? Where is he hiding? Dagger. I'll just. Oh, there it is. Dagger +2.
13 just hits.
Rubbish. Oh, cool. Okay. For 8.
With 8 damage. Wow. You're doing more damage with this, I think, than with the others. Well, you got 10 damage with your crossbow, but 8 with a dagger is still pretty good. Okay, so now that you've ended your turn, roll 1d6 plus 4. It's slash R 1d6 plus 4. And then add whatever it is to your temporary HP. Aldrin, it's your turn.
Hello.
Hello.
Alright. So, we got these two fellas over here.
So this guy looks very fucked up. This guy looks slightly less fucked up. This guy looks very healthy.
This chamber is like a tall cage, correct?
It is, correct.
Alright. So what Aldrin wants to do is use a Misty Step to come over here. Think we can go this far?
Yeah, you can go up to 30 feet.
10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah, up to 30 feet to somewhere you can see, yeah.
And then launch Acid Splash at these two guys here.
Nice.
So this one and this one.
The one on the left succeeds, the one on the right fails.
Alrighty. So we're going to do a normal.
And do they take half damage if they succeed? Or no damage?
Let's see. I believe it's no damage.
Okay,
Target
so the
must
guy on the right...
succeed on saving throw or take damage.
Okay, so the guy on the right then feels a splash of something on his elbow and he just sort of like shakes his hand to get rid of it. Because it's only 2 damage, so he's like, looks perturbed but not particularly damaged.
Yep. And then... Where'd it go? Let's see. Nope, that's an action cantrip. Alright, I think that's what we can do for now.
Mm-hmm. Alright then.
Alrighty.
Great stuff. So, you splash this guy, you use your Misty Step to move over. The Acid Splash itself, that was a cantrip, so yeah, you can do all of that stuff. Great stuff.
Because, I just want to double check, because, it can target 2 creatures, I can't twin spell an Acid Splash, right?
So you can't... I think a twin spell is for a ranged spell attack, not for a dexterity, like a saving throw.
Okay.
So it doesn't
That's what I
work
was
on saving
thinking, too.
throws. It's more on a targeted thing that you have to roll a d20 for.
Gotcha.
So if
Okay.
you're rolling the d20, sure. If I'm rolling the d20, no.
And then just want to double check that shape water is not bonus action, correct?
I would have to look at that. What do you have? You've got... It's action. It's an action, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an action.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
do still have your movement, and you're not in anybody's attacking range. So it's up to you whether you want to move any further, but the Misty Step doesn't take your movement to do that.
Yeah, but the acid splash is an action, correct?
It is. You've used action and bonus action,
Yeah.
but you've still got movement. So do you want to move anywhere?
Gonna stay put for now.
Okie dokie. Then next we move on to the people on the top deck. They're top decking it. Have you ever heard of what top decking is?
Isn't that like cheating at cards?
No, top decking is when you take a shit in the cistern of the toilet. You don't know that?
The magic player,
No,
top decking means something very different.
we call it an upper deck here in the U.S.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, we've now got this thug is going to start attacking. He is going to swing for Isabel again. He's going to hit with his mace. He's going to hit twice. And he's hoping to do some damage. That just hits. And then we've got a dirty 20, which definitely hits. So we're going to take 2 lots of damage. And that is the exact same damage as you had last time, actually. A 7 and a 5, both of them halved. The good thing about that is, because it's a 7 and a 5, and not 12 total, you are actually only taking 5 damage and not 6, because that's just the way that the system works. You round down. You can't take a half point of damage. So for the 7, you take 3, and for the 5, you take 2. So you're only taking 5 damage instead of 6, which is 1 point extra, I guess. Not so bad. So that guy's taking his turn. I think he is going to see that this fight with Isabel is not working out so great, and he is going to do a perception check to just see exactly what the fuck is happening around him. He gets a 16, so he does see exactly where people are. And I think the person that he's going to see as being the biggest threat is Aldrin, who just splashed some acid on him. So he's going to leave Isabel's threatened range, which means that Isabel can take a...
Oh, I am
an
taking it.
opportunity
I am
attack.
taking it.
Go for it.
Hit him, Isabel.
Hold on.
Smack him upside the head.
Hit him hard.
21 definitely
Yeah.
hits.
Ooh. Now done.
Now hit him harder.
And 7
Yeah, well-
damage, which he takes all of, is going to make him very, very hurt indeed. But he's used his action and he's used his movement. I mean, he's not used all of his movement, obviously. He's only moved 10 feet. But he doesn't want to go any further. It does mean, however, that he can't attack Aldrin now. So it is now Ruby's turn. Ruby, what's going on?
Is on her
You're
way
very
to
welcome,
go
Donnie.
and
You're very welcome.
mess with a thug that's beating up her friend.
Please do so.
And I'm going to use quarterstaff this time.
Oh! Ruby bringing out
Because that's
the...
a monk weapon, so
the
I
big
can still do an
smackers.
unarmed strike as a bonus.
Smack
Hey.
that bitch. $19 definitely hits.
Yeah. Ruby, 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 Ruby.
7 damage. And this is on Thrag, the other jailer that held you as a slave for years. Do you want to take any other attacks here?
Yeah. Don't diddle me out.
Hey, I'm not here to diddle anyone.
I might actually flurry of blows this.
Okay.
Yeah. And
If
then flurry of
anybody's
blows.
earned it, it's the guy that kept you as a slave hostage for many years.
And she's got advantage because I'm got my totem thing.
Yes, you do. You have advantage on your attacks. I mean, you might have.
I'm rolling it again.
You might have hit a crit with the first attack, so just go re-roll that as well. Is it on all attacks, Isabel, or just the first one in a turn?
Just gonna check. Hold on. On attack rolls against. It doesn't say how many or how little.
Yeah. No, it's all. It's all. If it doesn't specify, then it's just all.
Feet.
So yeah, within 5 feet. So you're definitely within 5 feet. Well, that means that you've hit on all 3 of your attacks. The question is, did you hit with advantage on any of those? Because you should have. Because you might have crit. So you've hit. You've got 3 attacks.
Would you roll twice more?
Let's
I
roll.
can't seem to
3
re-roll
times
my
more.
quarterstaff. Okay, do you want me to go back to the start and do my quarterstaff again, just in case?
Well, here, I'll just attack for you. That's a 16. And then is it just punches with the other 2? Unarmed strikes?
Unarmed strikes, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so unarmed strike number 1 is a 21. Unarmed strike number 2 is a 12. So you've hit on all 3, but no crits. So give me 3 damage rolls, please.
Roll 3 damage rolls.
Yes. Quarterstaff and then 2 unarmed strikes.
You might have to roll the quarterstaff for me on my behalf. It's not letting me re-roll it
I
without
can do that. That's a 6.
doing everything again.
He takes 6 damage from the quarterstaff.
Cool. Okay, I'll do flurry of blows. Bear with.
Yep. 7 damage on that one.
7. Bear with. I need to.
That's fine. Okay.
That was just to roll damage
5
because it wouldn't let me do it again.
Ruby, describe the kill on your second slaver.
It may or may not be slightly similar, but again, grabbing this fella by the throat. There's nothing to push against, so just pushing him onto his knees.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as I ready the second punch to the face, or to his head, I should say, of just looking him dead in the eye and saying again, Ruby sends her regards.
Give me an intimidation roll just on that alone.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
A 4.
Never mind.
Who? And you kill him with his last word being who?
Lovely. Do I have time to root his body for a key just before next turn pass?
Yeah. Free object interaction. Give me a sleight of hand check. 23. You certainly managed to get it.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You've managed to slip your hand into his pocket, pull it out just as you absent-mindedly, like without even thinking, just say Ruby sends her regards. Crunch and smack this guy in the face so hard that his face caves in. You take the key out as he slips to the floor, completely just battered and bruised. The other 2 guards, or thugs rather, they see all of this, but they're not really shaken by it. It seems that your intimidation didn't really hit them so much. But the guy that you went to smack, he was dumb as fuck. He would never have remembered you anyway.
Fine.
You got the key,
I'm going to use
though.
my last cheeky bit of movement just to sneak back up there, just to be in cage distance.
So the front of the cage would be here. If you wanted to get there, you could, though. Have you got more?
I don't
have you got movement? 5, 10,
Hang
15, 20. You've got movement to get around there. Because you can pass through an ally's space, you just can't end your turn there. All right,
no problem. I'll be here and I'll take my no, I'll leave my temporary hit points, and that's me.
Well, I was going to say you can roll them anyway, and you can choose to accept them or not based on what they're rolled.
Oh, okay. I'll
it's 1d6
do that
plus
while
4
you're
and
doing
see
it
if you
first,
like
then.
it. Yeah. So, Briar, it's now your turn. What's the crack?
Okay, so just for clarification, if I move but I stay within range,
You won't prompt an attack of opportunity, no. If you stay within his threatened area,
okay.
you won't prompt an attack of opportunity.
Okay, so I'm gonna move here. Can I do that even though like I'm kind of moving?
Your
into
aura
the
moves with
space?
you then. You move over, you can easily do that, no problem. 10 feet of movement. This guy doesn't get an attack of opportunity.
And then can I kind of like because it's sort of a diagonal here, can I still place a hand on Isabel?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so from that range, I will place my hand on Isabel's shoulder, and I will cast Cure Wounds.
Love that.
I guess I have to. Yeah, okay, then I have to roll it. All right, there we
Nice. Isabel, you've got 12 HP back.
Thank you very much. Although I don't think I can say that properly because I'm still raging. I'm like,
Thanks. Thanks. I appreciate you really a lot. You're a great friend. Okay, you've got a bonus action cantrip. If you want to, if you've got one to use, then you have a bonus action, and you've got a cantrip.
I'm just gonna use my bonus action to whack this guy in the head again with my.
Well, you can do that without needing to move it anyway, so it's up to you whether you want to just do that. Because it's the bonus action is to move it. You get to hit him regardless because it's already been cast.
Okay, got you. And I still can't find the button. Sorry about that.
It's in weapons in your inventory.
Okay, it's in weapons.
Yes. In weapons and inventory, it is your... why am I looking at the inventory for that?
Okay, I see. Spiritual weapon
spiritual weapon output. There you go. Because it all imports from D&D Beyond, and I can't edit those entries. So there's no way for me to fix what gets transferred over. I can only add to what is already there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so that is a normal...
Nat 20.
Let's go.
Now give me damage with a crit. Give me that crit damage.
All right. Good job,
12 damage. Oh my god. Oh, he is so close. He's clinging to life. He's got a thread of health. But that's your turn. You end your turn in the aura as well. You may roll your temp HP and see if you want to change it to the new one. Otherwise, it is now... Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going to take the new one.
That's his turn. Okay.
I'll edit that.
So you just, you just replace it with the new number.
Yep. Okay.
It is now this guy's turn. This guy has just been smacked in the head. He's surrounded by 4 people and a glowing, floating microscope thing. He is... I'm going to roll him a Constitution save to see if he shits himself. He rolled a 15. He manages to hold his bowels together. However, he is going to start swinging because it's the only thing he knows. And he's going to go for the person that looks the most injured and that he thinks he can probably do the most damage to. And that is, I'm afraid, going to be Victor, who face-planted as he dived into the room and then stood up and tried to ease himself off in front of everybody. We roll once. That's a 7 to hit and a 16 to hit. I think the second only will hit. So he's going to get you for 5 damage, which doesn't even take off all your temp HP. This guy just looks completely defeated, ready to die, and I think Ash, whose turn it is now, might be the person to oblige. Ash, what are you doing?
Oh, am I killing somebody? I might just have to do that.
I think you might just have to do that. Everybody else has been killing people.
So...
Especially Ruby.
Question, if I have innate spellcasting, which I can use as an innate ability, it doesn't take a spell slot.
So it doesn't use up a spell slot, but it counts as a leveled spell. So for the needs of like cantrip and leveled spell per turn, an innate spell, if it were to be a leveled spell, it still counts towards that. So you can't like use an innate spell and then also cast a second spell in the same turn because it literally just stops you from taking up a spell slot. That's all.
I was just gonna ask if I could just smack this dude and do the innate spell casting, if I could do that.
So this guy has got the tiniest of health points left, but do whatever you want to do.
Alright, I'm gonna smack this guy right in front of me with my quarterstaff.
Nice. Give me that attack roll. A 16 definitely hits. 5 damage. Describe the kill.
So as I pull out my quarterstaff, I swing it around my head, and then I bring it down with both hands on top of his head to just kind of like knock him down.
He had such little health left that as you bring it down on the very top of his head, it caves in his skull, and you find that you are just splattered with blood as it goes straight in through the brain box. This guy gets obliterated in front of you. The rest of you don't get much backwash. Ash seems to get covered in most of it. In fact, Ash looks a little bit like the Holy Man, a bird covered in blood. But that's what you see, and that's what you get. You murderize this guy real good, like. Now you've used your action to do that. Is there anything in particular that you want to do besides?
I was going to ask, can I use that innate spellcasting to cast an attack spell or no?
Do you have an innate?
Yeah,
okay, is it an action or a bonus action?
As a bonus action.
Is it a bonus action? It's not whether you can cast any spell as a bonus action. It has to actually be counted as a bonus action. So no, I've just looked and it's an action.
Okay.
So yeah, it would count as an action still, even though it's innate. The innate part just means that you don't use up a spell slot. That's it. That's the only difference. So it's still an action. It still is a leveled spell. You still have to pay attention to the action bonus action economy. So you've got a bonus action if you want to use it, but it's up to you what you actually want to do with that, right?
I'm just gonna come over here and end my turn then.
So your bonus action spells are Healing Word and Flame Blade.
Oh, well, if that's the case, let me come back over here. I'm gonna heal Victor.
Okay. Well, I think Healing Word you can do from...
It's 30 feet.
60 feet. 60 feet.
Yes. Or was it 60?
Yeah.
Oh, it was 30. Not bad.
And you do have it prepared at the moment as well, so you're able to use it.
Yep, I make sure that I look at what's prepared.
Yes. So, Victor, you've got 6 health back. You're looking a little bit more spry. I think that a lot of that goes towards your face, as you've just smacked your face into the ground. But you might also want to... the fuck? Just get that one banned.
Okay, I wasn't sure what you wanted me to do with that.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. Yeah, so Ash, you can still move. That's the end of your turn, though, I think.
Yep, I am done.
Lovely. Then it's Isabel's turn.
Okay, so Isabel's gonna smack another bitch by going over here. And obviously I am going to attack this bugger in the back.
Yeah.
I think she hits.
That definitely hits. These guys have got an AC of 11. That is 10 damage. Please, Isabel, describe the kill.
Oh god, yes. Okay, just imagine I didn't just walk over there. Imagine I jumped over there and just had the axe
sure.
raised over my head.
Yeah, we can retcon this. Give me an acrobatics check or an athletics check. Either way, we'll go for let's say a 14. I'm feeling spicy.
Okay.
You hit 4, so you stumble your way over, and in your stumbling, you accidentally bring the axe down on this guy's spine, and he just falls limp to the ground in front of you.
Dang, I was trying to cut him in half.
He is cut in half. He's just cut in half lengthways. He's cut in half lengthways. So you stumble over and accidentally bring your great axe down on this guy, neck downwards. You split him in half like a hot dog bun. Now then, this comes to the end of the combat. You end combat and you are stood in a room littered with bodies. You know that above you is a bunch of other people, all of whom are a part of this ship, this vessel. It is up to you now what you want to do. It doesn't necessarily need to end in another battle, but it's up to you where we're going to go with this. What do you want to do?
I want to let Leopold answer it.
I think we
You
should shove the
100% can
bodies
do that
downstairs.
immediately.
I would like to loot, though. I want to loot them bodies.
Yes.
You may loot the bodies, and you may loot the deck below, I guess, as well, if you want to go down there.
Yeah.
Also,
Aldrin wants to loot the deck below, and then also hide the bodies in the deck below behind anything we find down there.
Okay.
Can we stuff the bodies in the cannons?
What we're gonna do is, what I'm gonna do is here.
Boom.
For every 10 minutes of real time, I am going to do a look roll, and I'm not going to tell you when I'm doing it, and I'm not going to tell you what the result is. But if it is a bad look roll, then you are going to be intruded upon by somebody. So that means that for every 10 minutes of real world time, you will have somebody, perchance, walk upon you doing what you're doing. And it's a 50-50 chance. We're essentially flipping a coin here. So you may do what you want to do, but this is going to be a speed read, right? It's going to be a speed round. You need to do this quick, or you're going to get intruded upon.
Okay,
Did
quick
you
question.
say that there was somebody else on this deck with us who was not a slaver?
No, at this point, the only person in here that you can see is Leopold. Leopold has been in this cage. The rest of the cages stand empty.
Question: do I still get the bonus hit point from ending my turn in a?
Yeah. So you still get it. How long does that last though as a feature there, Briar?
Wait a minute.
Is it a minute?
I have to check that.
I'm imagining that it is a minute. I don't think that it would be much more than that, right?
It usually is with combat stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Twilight Sanctuary, is it?
1 minute, yeah. Or until I'm incapacitated.
Yeah.
Or die.
So for a minute, so 10 rounds. So you've already had, what, like 4 or 5 rounds of combat so far? So you've had 30 seconds, essentially. So you've got another 30 seconds to get your temp HP. So I guess you can all roll one more time, shall we say? And you can take the higher number if you want to. I think, Victor, you've got very little temp HP left. You've only got two
yes,
points.
Mine got whacked away.
Yeah, so a 9 is definitely going to be better than a 2. So yeah, you each get the one roll, and then you take it, and then that's going to be the end of that aura, just so we're not constantly re-rolling and re-rolling and re-rolling. But yeah, so you can go below deck.
My jacket off quickly.
Who is going below deck, just so I can move your tokens over? Because you won't be able to do it yourself manually.
Can I ask a question first?
Yeah, go for it.
This thing at the top of the screen, this metally thing,
yeah.
What is that? I just can't work it out.
You may go over to it and investigate it.
I've been wondering about that too.
I was thinking the same thing, so I'm going to go with really quickly while I'm trying to kind of maybe get caught up, but with what's going on.
Let's use exposition dump. There you go. You've got everything. Basically, they stumbled in their stealthing. They managed to get aboard. I think that you've managed to grasp a lot of what Ruby has understood of her past. That she is. You understand already that Ruby is a clone of Big Red's grandmother. You understand that Ruby is a clone who was kept for slaving purposes, so that could be skinned and used as fur. Because Ruby's particular patterning of fur is very well sought after, and that's why they've cloned her, basically, because they want more of it, and it's just an easy way to make more fur. And yeah, you've basically found yourself aboard the slaving ship that was hired by Sir Curly to take him to and from Dreedle. This is the ship that your pirate friend on the docks was working for. And you know there are a bunch of people on board who Ruby had history with, and Ruby has obviously found some good history and some bad history here, and has managed to resolve all or some of that. At this point, you get sort of all of that information. You can all just sort of say we're openly discussing it while we're doing all of what we're about to do, so that we don't use up the 10 minutes with just conversation.
So it'd just be kind of
Because I have set a clock for you, but I don't want to take up that entire clock with you all just standing talking for so long, and then you get walked in on. So yeah, you get that. Now, Ruby and Victor, if you're going to be investigating this metal work, then please do so. Give me an investigation check.
I'm assuming I can't give like Victor advantage on this. Not that he probably needs to, but just because I'm not
never
proficient or
prompt
anything.
it. I never prompt it, but it's always available. So yes, you can give.
I wanted to give
the help
Victor
action.
I'm helping, basically.
You mean the help action, yeah? So Victor, you can do a second roll if you wanted to get better than a 17.
Yeah.
A 25, lovely. This is a part of a ship's just makeup, essentially. It acts partly as ballast at the front. It acts as a barricade to ramming. It helps to guide the ship forward, and it also has sort of like a magical element to it here as well, with runes, etc., that kind of have some level of protection for it, but not from anything close up. So it would be like someone at range who is in a different ship trying to get aboard this ship. That would prevent them from like teleporting, but it doesn't really do much more than that. Just so that people don't get. It's quite a common thing on ships in this era, this age of magic and of sneak thieves, is that you don't want people to just teleport aboard your ship, steal all your loot, and then fuck off out of there. So this is one of those things that protects that from happening. It would also protect from the inverse of people teleporting away from the ship. So moving inside of the ship is allowed. Aldrin was able to do that. But going to and from the ship, that is not possible. Otherwise, a magic user who was kept as a slave or in a cage here would just be able to escape immediately. Cool. So that's what you get from that. Yeah, 25 is certainly good enough. So who was it that wanted to go below decks to loot?
I can help whoever's...
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll help whoever was going to move the bodies below deck and hide them.
All right, Isabel, give me a athletics check. Is anybody helping with that?
Yes, Aldrin is helping with that.
I'm gonna help too.
Then you may do that with advantage for the help action.
I think it may still leave trails of blood, though.
Hey, brain cell, how you doing? 22 athletics certainly gets the job done.
I'll just get them all on me.
Isabel just throws one up on the shoulder, throws another up on the shoulder, throws a third, and just carries them down single-handedly while, like, Aldrin and Ash both spot Isabel to make sure that Isabel doesn't just fall over with all these bodies. The rest of you are able to do a single body each, no problem. Let's just get a show of hands. Who is going below deck so that I can move your tokens now without everyone talking over each other at once? Ash, are you going below deck?
Yes.
Aldrin, are you going below deck?
Yes.
Isabel?
Yes.
Ruby? Is that a yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Briar?
Yes.
Victor?
Yes.
And are we taking Leopold down there with us as well, or leaving him where he is?
I am bringing him with me, wherever I go.
Lovely. So, as you all get down here, you see that there are a bunch of canvas hammocks. You see that there is some more machinery here, which has to do with the rest of the mechanics of the ship. There are barrels, there are chests, and there are the possessions assorted of each of the guards and pirates that work among the ship. Some of it you can see people have sort of squirreled away into hideaways. Some of it you can see are hidden behind some of the looser floorboards here. Kind of a risky thing to do on a ship, wouldn't you say, to have any floorboards loose? But they have done so. Now, anybody who wants to may look around and loot. All of you, if you wish to, may do so with advantage, and it would be an investigation check. All of you may do so with advantage. Wow, Ruby gets a 5 with advantage. Holy shit.
Advantage, for God's sake.
With advantage.
Do we know why it's with advantage?
With advantage. It's with advantage because there's nobody here to stop you. You have time to spend on all of these things. It's obviously going to be a difficult check in general, just to actually go about a ship that you're unfamiliar with and try and find these things. But given extra time, given the help of everybody around you, given the fact that there's nobody that could interrupt you because you've got 3 decks worth of empty area above you, there's not going to be many people who could come here and stop you. So you've managed to get advantage, but just based on that. And I think the only person who hasn't rolled with advantage is going to be Victor. 25. So with a 23, a 13, an 18, a 25, you, as your... We'll say this is a group investigation check. You managed to get 6 items of loot. 6 items in particular. Now then, what we've got is... we've got 6 very important items, I would say, for each of you. I think that some of these are going to come in useful for some people and some of them not so much for others. Should we go from the top? The first thing that you find is a book. The second thing you find is a ring. The third, you find a pair of boots. The fourth, a cloak. And the fifth and sixth, 2 pairs of braces. You may investigate these when you get the opportunity later. Up to you what you want to continue doing now.
Stuff the bodies in barrels.
Okay. Alright, give me, I don't know, athletics, sleight of hand, either or. I'll take either.
handling.
Can I ask Isabel for assistance?
Sure thing.
Or Ruby for assistance?
Of course.
My strong friends.
You may get your help action, yes.
Because I am a weak noodle.
I just flexed my muscles. You got this.
So you can roll that again, because you're getting it with advantage, remember?
Right, right.
10 and an 11. You get an 11. You are able to get one of the bodies in there, but you have to break their elbow to do it. I would say that the rest of you are able to haphazardly manage to get people in and around this area. Does anybody else want to do a roll? You would only need 1 person to give you the help action, so you could feasibly have 4 more rolls at this.
I'll just give the health action. I don't know if my athletics is going to be good enough.
Okay, so Aldrin got the help action off Ash then. Isabel, do you want to try an athletics?
Sure.
And get a help action off somebody else, maybe?
I'll help Isabel. I'll help Isabel.
So you're helping Isabel? Okay, great. And then we need Briar and Victor if this fails. So you get athletics with advantage, of course.
Is Ruby just going to, like, do this? Because
a 14 manages to get another couple in there, so you've got 2 bodies left.
I don't care.
And now we've got Victor and Briar. Which of you wants to try and bundle this in there with a sleight of hand or an athletics?
That's not really Victor's style.
Did you just do a flip?
I'm going to walk over towards this engine out of curiosity, because Victor doesn't really want to deal with body parts.
Nice. Alright, so Briar, then you can roll either an athletics or a sleight of hand flat.
I'd say Briar's kind of in the same boat as Victor.
Doesn't want to do it? Alright. So then we'll just say that you hide them away, or you can put them on the bunks.
Same boat.
Like, put them on the hammocks, maybe, and just pretend like they are sleeping, or something like that. But yeah, you managed to do so without too much difficulty. Victor, would you like to make an investigation check?
Nope. New trackpad. Oh, come.
That's a 9. You don't really get much from this. You can tell that this is an integral part of the ship. You don't really know exactly what function it performs, however.
Perhaps, I'm gonna just say to everyone, perhaps we should, I don't really know mechanics, and I'm kind of, like, trying to, like, touch it but not touch it and hurt myself at the same time. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't really understand, the nature of such mechanical things, but perhaps we should break this and scupper their ship.
Break? Okay. I can whack it with a great axe if you want.
Will that be loud?
I can whack it with my fists if you really want me to.
I could try to melt it.
How does anyone feel about a very quick exit?
Isn't there
Are
slaves
you
on this boat?
saying? Are you saying you want to launch us out of this?
I'm saying I would have a great temptation to burn this ship where it docks.
So
we're on the same page.
So we're just gonna burn it. That sounds good.
Isn't there slaves on this bit of ship that's not part of Leopold?
I mean, we can find them if they are here somewhere.
I'm not.
Perhaps.
Character, I don't think there were. I think we've gone through all of the layers other than the top deck where all the people are.
I mean,
Yeah, and they wouldn't have them on the top deck.
Do we
No.
need to talk to this captain fellow?
yeah, that might be an idea.
Do we
Why
melt
can't
the
we just
hole in
burn the
bottom
ship to
and
the
sink it?
ground?
I want to burn the ship to the ground, but I don't want to burn a load of slaves that are innocent.
Yes.
Sound fair?
Perhaps we.
They're
Can
not
we put a
here.
hole in the bottom?
You've
sink
seen
it?
the ship. You've seen top, upper, middle, lower middle, and bottom. There
Okay.
was one deck that had cages in it, and there was one slave in that cage. There's
So
no
we've got all
other
the slaves
slaves.
then.
There's no
Let's
other
burn
slaves.
the
Well,
ship
my question
where
is-
it docks.
How bad does Leopold look, though?
Very bad. Multiple
Isabel,
levels of
we would
exhaustion
need-
bad.
let's burn this to the
But
sea.
no. We need to find a way to get Leopold, or the slave. I don't know their name yet, obviously, off this ship without hurting them further.
Let's get out the part where we came in and let's just go. Ruby's getting really irate right now. She's had a very traumatic day.
Can I just go over?
This is a
and
very
without-
triggering place for Ruby to be right now. What do you think is Ruby's headspace at this point? Besides being irate, what do you think is going through Ruby's head?
She's quite perturbed by the fact that there aren't many slaves on this boat. She finds that very suspicious as to why there's only Leopold being transferred.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of being on this boat and it existing any longer doesn't compute. Like the fact that she's in the engine room and there's even the suggestion of damaging it. She's just like, I've got dynamite in my pocket. I want to burn this place into the sea and forget about it.
Roll perception to see if I notice that Ruby is very uncomfortable with this.
Insight. Roll insight.
It's insight, okay. Dang it.
That's a 3. Ruby, do you think you're using any of your guile to sort of hide the fact that you're angry? Or are you openly angry?
No, Ruby will be openly angry and will be, to be honest, openly gesturing wildly with a dynamite.
Then even with a 3, Isabel, you would know that Ruby finds this very, very, what's the word? Triggering. This is a very emotive place for Ruby. Ruby has been kept as a slave, has not had a proper childhood, doesn't know real parents, has no sense of what a normal upbringing is, and has been raised into a world that wanted to skin her for her skin because that was the only thing that it found valuable in her. This is her finding the people who were responsible for it, finding no resolution of emotion or mind, and wanting some way to bring it down to cinders without the wherewithal and the need for questions and answers. That perhaps other people can answer those same questions, and maybe these people just deserve to die. That's what you see in Ruby.
Can I try to persuade Ruby into calming down just a bit to figure out a way to get Leopold off of this ship
I'm already
causing
over.
him to die?
I'm just gonna go over and just.
How about a history check?
For me?
Yeah. So that you can get the information that you need to be able to provide it to Ruby. A 9. You came in through a porthole of the cannonade.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to load this poor person into a cannon and shoot them towards shore.
Oh,
Best of
face
luck.
palm.
He leaves the
Such
way
a hard face
he
palm right now,
It's
Tats.
literally-
That's exactly what I was suggesting. Yes, Tats.
Just
We
leave the
have-
way we
have
came
rope.
in. I have said
We have
this.
rope. We can
just
just climb
leave.
out again. Yes. Yes, let us climb out. Let us burn this ship to the ground. Are we sure we do not need to speak with the captain?
Okay, are there boats on the side of the ship that we could get into, or that we
the
can
ones,
steal?
I think I tied.
Well,
my
there are
boat
the two
to
boats
the
that
side.
you guys brought with you.
Brought here.
I tied my boat, and your boat was still outside. Yes.
I can carry Leopold on my back if you want.
We can lower him down if one of us gets perhaps Isabel in the boat first, and we'll lower your friend into the boat below.
I could do that. I'll catch him.
And then
Should I play distraction again?
Upstairs?
Yeah, like distract them from the fact that we're leaving, and then we can set this on fire.
I would.
Yes.
Sounds like a good idea to me, Ash.
Yes. I will wait until you are in the boat, and then perhaps Ash can carry me.
Who's setting the boat on fire, though?
I will stay behind.
Think
This is my thing. I want to get rid of this. You guys get to safety. Take Leopold. I will stay behind and set these fuses.
Just for those in the audience,
take
I've
care of
rolled
yourself.
a luck
Alright,
check
but
twice,
try and
and
keep
both
yourself safe
times
as
they
well.
failed, and there is a
Okay,
guy
I did
walking
just
down
double
each
check.
deck each time.
I can use Starry Form again because I'm expending one of my wild shape features.
These guys don't hear what I'm saying when I'm talking to
So
you
I
like
can
this.
do it one more time, and then that's all I can do until a long rest.
Okay. Then
Got a plan, guys.
yes.
Bird.
Ash
Yeah.
distracts. If
Yep.
I may, Ruby, I will stay and keep watch while you figure out how to blow this thing up, and then we will leave.
Well, there's two
Have to.
boats.
Hopefully
Two boats. We can go for me,
you take the first
me,
one
Leopold,
they
and whoever
follow
else. Yeah.
you. Does anybody have means of which we can make fire? Do I have? I'm assuming we'll have like a tinderbox or something in our kit, right? And there'll be stuff to light it with.
You would have a tinderbox in your regular traveler's kit, yeah.
Is that
Bird.
cool? Okay. We know how to
You
make fire.
you hear a loud, clumsy pirate on the deck directly above you, who has rolled a nat 1 on a stealth check, as you have failed the last 2 luck checks, as you've been going for 21 minutes now. He went down one deck and then another deck for every fail. But you, because he is a nat 1, I'm giving you this information now that you can hear him on the deck above you. He's just clumsily walking around and saying loudly, "Why is there all this blood everywhere? This is weird." And the guy that was in the cage, he's gone. This is really weird.
Ash, I think you better get
Ash, do you
distraction
want
mode.
to go and
Where
then-
is everybody?
Yes, Ruby and
go
I
out
will
the
take
same
care
side.
of this one.
Time
If
to
everyone else
move.
gets in the boat, Ruby and I will take care of this guy.
I will need your actions now, as you can hear him reaching for the handle on the hatch directly into your
Okay,
deck.
cool.
What are your first actions,
I'm
Ruby,
gonna-
Victor?
I'm going to gesture to Ruby to pull him down as soon as he opens, and I'm going to stab him.
You're good with that?
I can do that correctly, and then Ruby can probably still punch him and shit while he's on the floor, I guess.
Okie dokie. So he's
Ready,
going to come out
dagger.
at this place.
Yeah, as soon as he comes down,
You're gonna have the surprise condition on him, so he is gonna be unable to react in this moment. As he pops down, give me a grapple check, please, Ruby. As you're a monk, we'll allow that to be an unarmed strike. 'Cause
Okay, thank you.
I think you would be better at grappling than a regular Joe. Do you get what I mean? And that one.
Well,
So-
apparently not.
Is it with advantage if he's surprised? If it's a surprise, though?
I guess. Yeah, we'll say that it's with advantage. We'll say that it's with advantage. That's fine.
Sorry, I just
A
begged that.
24.
I went from a nat
So sorry.
1 to a nat 20.
Well, that wasn't a nat
Dirty
20.
20.
That wasn't a nat. Yeah, that was a
Sorry.
dirty 24.
Sorry,
You were
I
close.
can't add 3 and 2 together. I made 4.
You got a you got a 19 on the die, but it's still a 24. So you grapple this guy quickly. You wrap your hand around his mouth. Victor, give me a stab. Stabby, stabby.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yep.
It's going to be with sneak attack if you can get it off. It will be with advantage as well. Because he is now prone.
It's my dagger. I need to move that, sorry.
Are you gonna stab him with the rat dagger?
Rat dagger.
I'm gonna stab him with the rat dagger.
26
26.
definitely hits. You get sneak attack, and you also get the damage from the dagger attack.
Damage. Normal. And...
That takes off about a quarter of his health just in one go.
With an extra 5.
And now he's just above
sneak.
half.
Okay.
Aldrin, you may attack as well. As may all the rest of you. You're all here. Aldrin next. You will each get 1 turn. If this guy is still alive at the end of that turn order, then we will go back into combat and he will roll initiative against all of you.
And is this with an advantage?
Yes. If it's something to roll with, yeah, then yeah. So 18 hits, yeah.
Damage.
6 damage.
Sorry, mister.
He's now below half health.
I'm gonna, with offhand, use another dagger, not my rapier, because
Okay.
it was close.
2 daggers. Go for it.
With my offhand. Apologies for jumping back in.
No problem. At this point, it's not turn order because we're not in combat yet. It's just all sort of sneaks.
Another 8.
He's nearly dead. 15 hits with that, Ash.
Which is still going.
And a Warhammer with Briar.
Oh my god.
4d6. He gets fucking obliterated by Ash, who just fucking smashes the living shit out of him.
Isabel does a flip.
Isabel does a backflip, while Briar smacks the guy who is already pulp from the guiding bolt from 16 damage when he only had like 4 health left. Briar then smashes the pulp to bits with a Warhammer and just fucking smack. Yeah, dead. Okay, yeah, he's fucking gone. He's gone. Okay, right, great.
Yes.
I just love the idea that Ruby
a little more
holding this guy.
Yeah.
Hey, since I did so well on that, could that possibly start a fire because it's a guiding bolt?
It is not a bolt of fire. It is a like a necrotic damage bolt. It's not. They're not really the same thing.
Okay, well I tried.
It's a flash of light. It's a flash of light. It's radiant damage. So it's like the power of godliness, right? It's the power of holy belief. That's not going to set ablaze unless we're talking about bushes, and then I'd give you advantage. Right.
So after that,
yes.
Ruby is just gonna, after holding a guy that just gets pummeled to death, is gonna drop his body and just be like, guys, I can set this dynamite to go off after we set it, but you go ahead, get the boats ready so me and Victor can be straight with you. But just go. We don't have any more time.
Where's the boat? I can't see where the boats are.
Where
would they be?
No, they'll be on the outside of the ship as you get off.
Yeah, like the eastern side, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going the opposite way that they came in. Again, the one that I came in. So that way it looks like I'm just coming back from where I disappeared from to keep their attention again.
I'm so fucking elite, I already have rowboat tokens. I'm so fucking good. You wish you were as good as me. I'm so fucking slick. Alright. That's just me having a bit of a moment. Don't mind me. Alright, so are you all heading up now together then? Just Victor and Ruby staying behind?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got Leopold on my back like a backpack.
Okay, so we're just going to take you straight up to this area then. Where you are going to be in the cannonade area. You two find yourselves next to this machine. Now, you have already investigated it, Victor. Ruby, would you like to investigate it? See what this machine actually does. Okay. Maybe do that with advantage, because you've got Victor here trying to help. Victor isn't the one who can do it. Oh my god. Okay. There's teleportation runes on it. A 10 gets you that there's got teleportation runes on it.
Can I do Arcana check?
Yes.
well, as you've just pointed out. Some.
Would you like to help? What's your Arcana check, Victor? I will help you do your Arcana check, Victor.
Okay. 22. This is a machine that is made to teleport this ship to and from a different plane of existence.
Oh, sure.
You've wondered, Ruby, for a long time, exactly what happened when you felt the creaks and groans, and why there was always a different smell in the air. Why it didn't smell like shit and you know, like grass anymore. Why it smelt like the sensors of some kind of unseen incense. That's probably to do with they shifted to a different plane of existence, some kind of other realm. Maybe that's where they did all of their slave trading through.
And now, well, that's like a previous memory of Ruby's. Sorry.
That so yes, that would be Ruby's memory, but oh yeah,
Right, okay.
and it was you that did the check.
Now, sorry.
It was you that did the check.
Damn.
Damn. Victor, you get a sense of Ruby's past. No. Oh God.
If you've said if
I think Victor would be saying this out loud.
Through.
There are runes that teleport to a different place. Kind of then that was basically where my mind was going with it. Yeah, but then Victor was like, "Well, I don't know that," and I was like, "Oh, well, I would have assumed that you would have said it to Ruby."
I whisper it.
There you go then. So Ruby, you hear the whispers of Victor saying, "But these would teleport the whole thing to a different plane."
I'm going to attempt really quickly to copy the runes into my book.
Yes, you absolutely can. No problems there at all.
While he's doing that, can I ready the?
You may.
Can I ready the dynamite?
Yeah.
To be rigged for a longer fuse. It says in the thingy that I can do that. It says it's got combat time rounds, but if you're happy for me to set it,
normally you could only
whatever time you feel is appropriate.
Yeah, normally it takes preparation for you to bundle them together into one big pack. We're happy to do that. Now ships do have they do actually have HP, and you would need to obliterate the ship to be able to do this. Now, dynamite also has a large damage output, but it's up to you how many of these things you want to use right now, whether you want to guarantee that this thing's going down, or if you
I'm doing
only
all 5.
want to do... Right. Okay. So you're going to go for all 5. Let's just see... Where are your sticks of dynamite? Oh, there they are.
In my weapon.
Yeah, so dynamite has... So it's 10d6. So let's see. Hang on. No. It's 3d6 bludgeoning and 1d6 for every additional stick that you attach to it. Up to a maximum of 10d6. So it really comes down to...
Oh, no,
no, it would be 7d6. So it comes down to what part of the ship that you're going to put the dynamite. This part of the ship is solid metal. There's not a lot of explosive here. You have a sense that if you...
food or gunpowder?
No, but there was a barrel of gunpowder on the cannonade.
Okay, so my next question was going to be, is there anything on that deck? We'll do stuff on that deck then.
The barrel of gunpowder on the cannonade would most likely multiply whatever damage you are going to do by 10.
Lovely, yeah. So I'll just say to Victor, this metal's not going to explode. We've cleared out the upper decks. Let's head to the cannon deck. Let's do the best we can.
Happy with that, Victor? Hello? I think Victor might have lost connection because he's left Foundry as well. We'll say that Victor is getting down all of these runes, while Victor's head is focused more on that than on the actual explosive element of this. I would say that you're probably just moving him along once he's finished.
I'll guide him.
Yeah, so that you can head up there as well yourself. And then as you get up there, you see that the others have managed to make their way out towards the boats. I'll just move you guys out into the water so that you can see where the boats are. and you can move your tokens as appropriate there. Aren't I great for having those things already? Looks like Victor might be back with us. Yeah, Victor, Ruby has mentioned to you, I'm not sure that the metal here is going to be very explosive. The actual destruction from dynamite in this game is not what you would expect. It's only for 5 sticks of dynamite, it totals only 7d6 damage. However, using the barrel of gunpowder up on the cannonade, Ruby has deduced that perhaps putting the dynamite in that is going to multiply the damage by 10-fold. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to do 7d6, and because it's a ship, it can't win a dexterity saving throw, so it doesn't make any difference on the dex save. It's going to auto-fail. But a sailing ship, which has 4 decks, top, upper middle, lower middle, and bottom. A ship of that size has HP of 300. That's why we're going to need this to be multiplied by 10. Now, if it's lower than 300, this thing will still sink, but it won't be completely obliterated. If you can add whatever you can to this, you might just increase the damage by more. You get my meaning? Yes. Is there anything in particular that you can think between the two of you in this moment to try and increase the damage output of this dynamite?
Is there just one barrel of gunpowder?
There is a very large one at the very top here, yeah. You can see that.
But only that one?
Only that one. There's a lot of cannonballs around, and there's gunpowder inside of the little tillers next to each of the cannons as well.
I'm going to start and pile some cannonballs on top of the barrel that we intend to blow up.
Very
so
smart.
It will, act as shrapnel.
Very smart.
And my flask of oil that I have as part of my adventurous pack, I'm going to empty the whole thing on the ladder going up to the top deck.
Lovely. So this is going to start blazing the place as well.
Once it catches fire, yeah.
Okay. How long would you say?
Not now.
How long would you say you're going to spend putting cannonballs there?
Are we both doing it?
I would
if
say
you give me the idea, I'll do it. Yeah.
All right. So Ruby and Victor, give me. We're going to total this a check of a total of 30. I want you to give me your reasoning for whichever ability score you're going to use, but use an ability score, and we're going to add them together, and whatever you get out of 30 is going to be however many cannonballs you can put in there.
So if this is a speed thing...
This is to do with either the athleticism of picking it up and putting it in there, or it's the sleight of hand of being able to carry multiple, or it's acrobatics of jumping across the deck multiple times, or the I don't know, whatever you can think to do it with, whatever makes the most sense for your character, give that to me in your reasoning, and just describe to me what your character's doing, and then roll it.
Okay. I think I'm going to look for something that they may move cannonballs around the deck with to speed it up for
okay.
Not hard, basically. So maybe I don't know how they do it, but maybe they have a
like a shuttle or like a like a runner kind of thing,
kind of vibe, or even just a big enough piece of fabric.
Okay.
I can shove a load in.
You'll be able to do it no matter what you roll. There's no fail on that. It's still going to add together. Because if you couldn't find one, you'd still be doing it by hand anyway. But the higher the roll, the better a thing you find. So we'll call that investigation to look for. We'll call that investigation, yeah. And Ruby, what are you doing before Victor rolls, so we can do them together in triumph?
Yeah, yeah. Just gonna be blind running to pick up and bring back as many cannonballs as possible.
So is that athletics or?
That will be acrobatics.
Acrobatics. So you're diving in and out.
Dodging everything in the way. It's like nimbleness rather than strength.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
like almost you
Okay.
don't see her feet touching the floor type thing.
Great. So this is going to be out of 30. So if you each get 15 minimum, then that means you get all of the cannonballs in this place and you're going to be doing maximum damage. So that's why it's a 30. So, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, roll it. 11 and 27. With a 38 total between the two of you, you are an inseparable team. You manage to dive in and dodge and get all of these things collected as well as possible. Victor, you managed to find the mother of all shuttles. It's so great. It's got perfectly greased wheels and everything. And the oil that you empty out onto this thing, all the way up to the ladder, you empty all of it to the last drop and then smash the thing at the bottom just for the added, you know, flourish. You manage to get every single cannonball, not only on top of this thing, but inside of the barrel itself, like a nail bomb, but with cannonballs. This thing is going to go down like a motherfucker. So, with it being a 30, right? You started at 7d6, and we were going to multiply the damage output by 10. You remember that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, for every 1 that you got, we were going to add 1d6, because a cannonball should at least do a d6 of damage, I think. Which means that you are now doing 37d6 times 10. Who would like to roll that?
Ruby, go ahead. This is your thing.
Ruby, Ruby, would you like to...
I want you to have this so bad.
Would you like to use slash R 37d6, please?
I'm so happy for you right now. I remember I cast a fireball into a group of like 40 people once that were really huddled together and did like 1,000 damage in a game, and I was like, this is the best moment ever in D&D, and I want you to have this one.
So we're doing slash R.
Are you ready to run like absolute hell, though?
Yeah, I think that's
slash
the idea.
R
That
37.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm ready. That is 1,220 damage. You have not just destroyed this ship, you have done 4 times the damage that this ship could even withhold in its hull. A ship of this size only has 300 HP to its hull and a damage threshold of 15. You have done 15 and then another 1,205. You have completely and utterly smashed this thing not only into planks but into splinters. And with the damage, you also find that the metal operation at the bottom of it that made it go into and out of other realms completely twists and turns everything here. And all of the people that are on the deck, as they're all singing their shanties as they go by doing each of their deckhand things, including the captain. The captain goes to one of the hatches at just the wrong moment, opens up the hatch, and the first thing that explodes out is a cannonball that takes his entire fucking head off. And then, as everybody looks around in shock, you see that every single other thing is completely and utterly obliterated. Even the tiny little splintered ends of like little matchsticks that are left, even those are on fire with all of the oil that Victor poured over everything. This has been an incredible display of explosiveness, and you have all managed to get away before you found yourself in the center of essentially a fantasy realm nuke. There's an enormous blast wave that sends you flying towards the shore, and every single one of you manages to land just on the shores of Lynborough Port as the sun is starting to come up, and everybody in this place is lulling and just sort of not quite knowing exactly what's going on with their day anyway. And then they hear the mother of all explosions as every single one of you appears, and you have successfully destroyed what you now know to be a slave trade ship that went to and from other realms and was the source of your own childhood's misery, Ruby. You also have Leopold with you. You've got just about everybody here that you felt that you needed. The people that you now know particularly well, your party. One of the previous slave captives with you. And you have also, not single-handedly, but as a group, you have managed to take down a slave ring, or at least this part of it, to the best of your knowledge. That is quite a substantial amount of damage. I'm just curious what 7d6 would have been without all of those cannonballs. And it was 18. You would have put a scratch in the hole and everybody would have known that you were there.
Victor's smart like that.
Yeah. Cannonballs, brilliant stroke of genius. I was hoping that you were going to think that because that's what I was thinking. Because a nail bomb does so much more than just a Tupperware full of gunpowder. So, now then, loot. Shall we do some loot? And then one more nice thing. Let's go. Yeah, maybe the real friends are the ships we nuke along the way. Maybe that is true. Who would like to give me an Arcana check or an Identify spell?
I could help with that.
Do you have an Identify spell or an Arcana?
Arcana. I have +4
Okay.
on Arcana.
There's nothing stopping all of us doing it, is it?
No, you can do it if you want.
I mean,
Yeah, I already went.
The higher the roll as a group, the more information you get.
Dang it!
Isabel,
Sorry.
not really your area. You're a
Isabel.
barbarian. You're not really
I
quite sure.
tried.
You roll a 3 and get a -1 to make it a 2. But Aldrin getting a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Pardon me. A dirty 20. Ash with a 19 and then 2 17s. As a group, you managed to decipher what all of these things are. They are known things within the universe. They are already existing things. They're not anything custom created. They're not anything that these people made for themselves. So it doesn't take a lot of work to try and figure out what they are. It is more of a case of these are pre-existing things that these guys looted or stole from people that they looted from. They have probably taken slaves and have stolen their life's belongings, and you find that they have essentially just repurposed them into their own shit. Some of them were too dumb to wear them themselves, because if they had, they probably would have won that fight. What you find is the Tome of Leadership and Influence. A book, if read over the space of a 48-hour period, you will get yourself an additional +2 charisma points. I think, is it 48 hours worth of reading over a space of a week? Is that it? I think that might be it, or I might have got it wrong. It might be 6 hours. I can't remember. Anyway, you have to do it over a certain period of time anyway. We'll get onto that in a bit. So we'll increase the charisma permanently of a character by +2 to a maximum of 24. So it doesn't matter if you're at 20 already. You can take this and we'll go up another 2. Once read, the book will lose its magic for 100 years. Next, the Ring of Spell Storing. This is a ring which can have spells cast into it of all different influences and schools of spells, and by all different spell casters. It doesn't necessarily need to all be your own spells. So you've got a druid here, you've got a cleric here, you've got a sorcerer here. All 3 of you could pool your resources and put in some really high level shit, but the total of each of the spell slots can only total 5. So you could do 5 1s, or you could do a 3 and a 2, or you could do a 3 and 2 1s, etc. But they get stored into it for 24-hour period, and you can discharge them at any point. So what a lot of people tend to do is they tend to, whatever spell slots they've got just before a long rest or a short rest, whenever you replenish your spells, you put in your spells at that point, and then you take your rest, and then you've got all of your spells back, all of your spell slots, but you've now got a ring that's got a bunch of spells stored into it. So it's quite useful for that. Next, the Illusionist's Bracers. The Illusionist's Bracers allow a spellcaster who has done a cantrip as an action on a turn to then recast the same cantrip as a bonus action. So it basically can double your damage. It is, for instance, very helpful for Draconic Bloodline sorcerers. There you go. The Boots of Elvenkind. The Boots of Elvenkind are boots which grant advantage on stealth checks for anybody wearing them. This would be particularly useful for instance, a cleric who wears scale mail and gets disadvantage on stealth checks, because this would then cancel out the disadvantage and you would get flat rolls and still have all of the AC. The Cloak of Elvenkind. You've got the boots and the Cloak of the Elvenkind. The Cloak of Elvenkind gives advantage on stealth checks. No, two people can't wear one boot and get the advantage. Shut the fuck up. The Cloak of Elvenkind gives you advantage on stealth checks. Very helpful. Yeah, very, very helpful. No, it's not. Actually, no, it's not. Is it stealth? Is it advantage on stealth checks?
On stealth, and
do they both give advantage on stealth? Oh, and it gives you a disadvantage on someone trying to look at you. Yeah. Yeah, but it's by vision only.
The boots you don't have to attune to, which is nice.
Right.
You know, I tried. Okay.
The cloak you do.
And finally, the Bracers of Defense. These are bracers which, if worn, will give a boost to your AC of +2, I believe. Now, I have all of these ready in a little folder, ready to put into each of your characters' inventories. I discussed with each of you before this game what you each wanted from some loot, were you to find any. And we have agreed on what you're going to be getting. Are you all happy with what you have got?
Absolutely.
Extremely.
Yep.
Okay. So,
Super
I'm going to
duper
start
happy.
bringing up your character sheets. Now, while I'm doing this, the next part of news is you have all leveled up.
Yay!
On your next long rest, you will take another level. We are also going to enter a week's worth of in-game downtime. That means that you will essentially have, in this world, a week worth of just... You don't need to go and do missions. You can just go and do what you want to do. It is up to you what you want to do. You have free reign, essentially, to do whatever it is that you're after. Okay? So you could potentially do some reading, or if you want to learn something, or if you want to read your book, Ruby, or if you need help to read your book, Ruby. There's lots and lots of things here that you could do. Yeah? So, does anybody at the moment, while I'm doing all of this, have any thoughts on what they would be doing for their next level, or for what they would be doing on their downtime?
Is it level 5 that you multi-class?
You can multi-class at any point. It doesn't. There's no level requirement. It's up to you if you multi-class at that point. You only have to hit the minimum requirement of your ability score.
Okay.
Level 5 is usually a good level for what you get extra in your class, though.
I get an extra attack. I'm keeping my barbarian for a second.
Yeah, because you get a lot of good abilities at level 5. So yeah, Victor's right about that.
Strong.
So yeah, you can
do what you like. I just
yeah. Now there are some good abilities that you get at level 1, granted. But the higher you get up in the level tree, the in a given class, the more powerful it becomes. So thoughts
Ruby
that I
knows
have.
what she'll do.
Great, go for it.
Can you explain the spell into the ring thing again?
You cast a spell on the ring, and the ring stores it, and then later on, whenever you're ready to use that spell, the ring wearer can then cast the spell outwards at something.
Right. I have 3 level 1 slots and 1 level 2. If
That'd be
Whoever
perfect.
You could do all of
was
that
the
if you want,
receiver of
or
the
if you
ring.
wanted a mix of that and some other spells as well. Like, so it's Ash has taken this ring. It was something that Ash requested specifically. So you've got druidic, clerical, and sorceress magic. So it doesn't necessarily all have to be clerics, but it would be helpful to have a ring that Ash wears that could be full of healing spells, for instance, so that Ash can go around healing at the same time as Briar. But that's just one use of it. You could also have a lot of destructive magic going in there, or you could have a level 5 spell slot go in there when you're at higher levels. You know, there's a lot of things that you could think of.
Could they have like a spiritual weapon stored in there?
Yeah,
It's a
probably.
spell,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you could have like 2 spiritual weapons. Yeah.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Two microscopes
it's
on
up
the field.
to you if you want what you want in your ring edge.
How long do they last in the ring? For just
24 hours. 24 hours, but then you've got another long rest at the end of the 24 hours, right? So you just change it up every day.
Yeah.
You just need to keep on top of it, because
can...
if you're not reminding me what spells you're putting in, then I'm not changing any of it, and if you don't tell me, then you've not done it. So you've got to. This is your responsibility. I'm putting this on you. If you don't tell me, then it doesn't happen. But tell me, and it will happen, of course. But yeah, we're not gonna retcon anything. You just tell me when each long rest happens, and we're not gonna go later on by a number of hours, and then you say, "Oh, I think I would have put this in there." No, that doesn't happen. You either tell me when you do the long rest, or you're not doing it. All right.
All right.
All right. Because otherwise it becomes, oh, well, now that we're at this situation, I think that I would have done something convenient to this situation. And that just becomes a lot of metagaming, and I'm not dealing with that bullshit. So we're not doing that. So
just a heads up,
tell me what you're
everybody,
predicting, and then do it.
I'm definitely going to put Pass Without Trace in there.
Love that.
Nice. Yeah,
great
that's a
spell.
really good one.
Yeah,
great
yeah,
spell.
It is a level 2, though.
Also, it only takes an hour to attune to a thing. So you are each able to attune to whatever you need attuning to. And Ruby, you're able to fully consume this book, giving you a full boost of +2 charisma.
Yeah. So as you guys will know, Ruby's reading is not great. So one of the things she will have done is, make sure that Leopold has had some rations, which I think predominantly is cheese. It's a cheese-based ration we seem to have.
Leopold takes all of the cheese and definitely sleeps a long time over the week. Leopold needs a lot of time to recover from the levels of exhaustion that he has.
Oh, cats.
So whilst Ruby is sort of watching over Leopold while he recovers, Ruby sort of in the first day or so goes over to Isabel and asks very graciously if you would help her improve her reading, since you are the reader of the group. And Ruby does this
I'm so excited.
Way, but yeah.
You sheepish, and I'm very ecstatic. It's like, yes, let's go, more readers in this world. Come on. I don't know if I will explain it very well. So
we will go. I want this to be a good role. To be able to teach you in the space of a week how to read well, but I think that you'd be able to do this every day of the week, and I don't think that Isabel would be shying away from that. I would like to see with, Ruby's got a +0 intelligence, and Isabel has a -1. So we're going to take Ruby's intelligence with this, but we're going to do a D20 for every day of the week, and if you can get close to a 50. Then if you get a 50 total on a 7d20, then you will smash this completely. You will be able to read no problem at the end of the week. And Isabel, because you're already good at reading, you just don't know particular words that don't relate to dairy products, right? So you can read, you just can only read things that have to do with a dairy factory. So Isabel really only has to fill in the blanks for you. Like teaching you the letter sounds so that you understand what each word is. Because you know what those words are verbally, you just have never seen them written down in a particular way before. So that's what the key is here. is that Isabel is going to help you go through the letter sounds so that you can understand them better, and then just basic grammatical things about how to place it in that word, in that sentence.
I'm having a phonics lesson.
Right, exactly. Phonics and grammar. So let's go for 7d20. And if you get a 30 or above, you do well. If you get a 40 or above, you do very well. If you get a 50 or above, then you fucking nailed it. 73. You smash the shit out of this. Ruby is able to fucking learn all of the words, all of the vowel sounds. You already know words. You already know how to talk and how to form a lot of sentence structure. With a 73, with Isabel's help, you are fully able to comprehend this book, and not just comprehend this book, but also maybe spot some of the titles of the books in Isabel's bag and read them out aloud without prompt. So Isabel, you can feel as impressed as you wish from that. But Isabel, you have made a real difference to Ruby's life, I would say, in this moment. And Ruby, as a part of this, you have fully consumed the tome of leadership and influence, and you now have a +2 permanently to your charisma, giving you a score of 13 on your charisma, which I have already amended for you.
So I'm the distraction, Victor is the sneaky, and Ruby is the negotiator.
And I'm
well, other people might have higher charisma, but
No.
Ruby's managed to get to a 13. Now, I think that we discussed about
I
what
have a
Ruby's
13.
level choices would be. What are everybody else's Ruby level choices?
And Briar is the head cutter.
Aldrin Melt. Aldrin Melt.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Aldrin's also looking at leveling up with color spray.
Nice. What level are you taking? What class are you taking a level in? Aldrin.
Sorcerer still.
Sorcerer,
Aldrin is
great.
just pure sorcerer.
Isabel, any thoughts?
I'm just gonna stick to barbarian, like I said, and
okay. Another
have
barb.
my nice little bracer of defense because my AC is not brilliant, as we noticed.
No. However, you should have that applied. Have you got that on? Let's see.
How
it's
do
in
I
your
apply
inventory. Braces of defense, attuned, equipped. There you go.
Oh,
and you've got an AC of 15.
Woo. It's not mega high, but it's better than it was.
No, but it's better than it was for sure. Okay, and then we've got Boots of Elven Kind equipped on Briar. Love that. Now Briar no longer has the disadvantage on stealth checks. And it doesn't need attunement, which is lovely. Briar, what are you taking the next level in, do you think?
Cleric.
Cleric, we love that. Ash, thoughts? What's your next level in?
I'm gonna stay druid just because I want that 3rd level spell slot.
Nice, yeah, that's a good choice, especially when you're a full caster, which druids are. So druids get so many spell slots. You'll be up to 9 level spell slots if you keep taking them in full caster, which is very, very good.
What do we roll for hit point?
For HP, well, we'll do it on. It'll be through D&D Beyond, so that I can import it without it fucking everything up.
I better remember the password.
But it would be whatever the given hit die is for your class. So yeah, Ash, any thoughts on what you would be doing during your downtime?
I mean, I would probably just try to go out into the wilds and familiarize myself with the area that we're in right now. Maybe see new creatures.
Do you think any of you would be moving out of this area and going to a different place, or?
I don't want to stay here. Like, we just blew up a slave trade ship.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta get out of this town.
I think maybe just into the woods, perhaps, and set up a camp in the woods.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's
you
what I
could all
was
take
thinking.
a long rest as well. Yeah.
Liam Paul can't go
Kind of
very
like lay low, basically, like off the beaten track, as it were.
I'm sure this town is going to be pretty pissed off right now.
Yeah, find like a nice kind of hilltop or like somewhere in the woods to.
Yeah.
To camp.
That's great. Briar, any ideas on what you'd be doing during your downtime? A week of
Probably
nothing to focus on.
Probably just collecting local plants and herbs and seeing if any of them can be made into like salves or anything like useful potions or something.
Okay, that's great stuff. I guess give me a nature check with advantage.
1 second, I was doing my level up. All right, so you said nature?
Yes, please.
Oh,
With
no.
advantage. With advantage.
Terrible.
That's a 2.
Oh, okay.
So you got a nat 1.
No.
Let's
How
go
do
again. Just roll it again
roll it
flat because you've already rolled it once. A 15. You managed to get some decent herbs. Yeah, you think that if you had some time at an alchemy station or with some equipment, maybe even borrowing some of Aldrin's stuff, you might be able to put together
Happy to lend a hand.
the beginnings of a potion. Maybe not a real, a full potion right just yet, but something along those lines. Yeah. Victor, any thoughts on what your next level's going to be in?
I think I'm just going to take Rogue, but I may change my mind because I think making a giant bomb was kind of fun. So I was just having a look.
Bombs are fun. Bombs are
I was
very
just looking
fun.
at the alchemist part of Artificer, but I don't. It takes like a 3-level commitment, basically. Yeah. So I think I'll probably just stick to Rogue for now.
Artificer is also very situational.
Yeah.
But it's sort of the practical side of wizardry, really, isn't it? It's like you use spells to make shit, but that shit that you make isn't always helpful.
That's it. So
yeah,
I don't
so
know
that's always a downside.
It's helpful to the party particularly either. So
well, you are that kind of player. You do like to think about the party.
But what I think. So I think I'm just gonna keep going with Rogue, which gives me kind of uncanny dodge. So was today the first time we have fought human people?
You
that haven't been monsters or like kind of demon guys.
Fought the holy man.
Guards in the city.
You fought the guards. You fought I don't think you really got
guards,
very deep into the guards because they started to fight and then you evaporated them, or rather Ruby did.
They disappeared screaming.
They disappeared with the echoes of screaming that got cut short.
That wasn't me.
Sorry.
No one can put it on me.
So
no one has any evidence that I have done anything of the sort.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Today was the first time Victor ever like stabbed a man. Like another person, essentially.
Yeah.
Like he's trained with his weapons, but he's never like actually tried to kill somebody before in that respect. So I think that
this image of him is probably exactly right now.
Yeah, so he's
struggling.
Because when he pulled the guy down through the hatch, he didn't manage to like finish him off quickly, and then that guy just died really violently in front of him.
Yeah.
Victor's like, well, if I'm gonna have to kill people, I'm gonna have to do it like more efficiently. So he's gonna kind of ask our cleric to kind of point out where on a body would be the best place to stab someone to put them out of their misery really quickly.
Where should the rogue hurt you?
Yeah. Essentially that, and see if they are if maybe Isabel has some books on any kind of little bits of medical text and stuff.
Yeah.
To kind of, and he's kind of learning like the intricacies of like that and like gaps in armor and stuff by studying people's armor. Just to see how we can better stab people, basically.
So it's a 45-degree angle upwards, underneath the rib cage, so that you hit the heart and then you twist. There you go.
Yeah.
So there's the real answer for you.
I mean, there's a few good stories I know of.
We got taught that. We got literally taught that by a nurse lecturer at nursing school. On our like first or second day, he had a
threat.
Yeah, he had a skeleton there that was hanging from the frame, and he said, "Ladies in the room," I was the only male. "Ladies in the room, this is where you stab your husband. You don't go down through the ribcage because you'll most likely miss the heart. Go up through the bottom." I was like, "Fuck me, man, this guy." He was a great guy. He was very knowledgeable and very funny, but he was such a chill guy, and for a chill guy like that to come out with how to murder somebody was really fucked. Nobody here heard me say that.
That's good information if, you're in a situation that needs it.
Well, I mean, maybe, yeah. But I didn't say any of that, and you can't prove it. Not like this is recorded and it's going to be on YouTube later.
Effectively do that. Because basically my sneak attack improves. So what I'm thinking is I'm learning how to damage people.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, does that saying makes more sense now? The quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. In and up.
Right.
In
and up. Oh my gosh, it just like clicked a light bulb on for me.
Yeah. To be fair, I think that the lecturer was joking. I don't think that is the actual way to do it, but then I've never tried, so I wouldn't know. But it was funny for him to say it still. Right.
I unfortunately know someone we can ask.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah, we have someone we can ask.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he would want. I don't think that he would be drawing on his time in the police. I think that would be more of a military part of his experiences. I hope that the police don't go around stabbing people in the heart, but you never know, really, do you? Right. Well, you each take your given downtime. You each take your given levels. And as part of that, of course, you take long rests at the end of each day. Ruby, during that time, your long rests become slightly less of a ordeal as they have been and become more of a placid time. Your experiences become a little bit more happy, I would say. Something a little bit more in the realm of actual dreams and not nightmares. You're not faced with a horrifying dark demon lord. You are faced with something different than that. You're faced with an actual friend. Somebody that you think that perhaps might be able to lend you a hand in a given time of need. And with that, I think that we've discussed this, and you are taking your next level in Warlock. Is that correct?
It is indeed.
You now have a patron. And the patron is, as you have each been titling them, the Spider. How does that make you feel, Ruby?
Just that bit more powerful.
I think you do feel that. I think that you feel that your hands are being guided by some otherworldly power. That maybe they're not taking control. Maybe they're not there to puppet you. But they are certainly there to give you that extra little push when you need it. They're there to deflect your hand towards the target and not away from it. And they're there to give you that extra oomph when you do strike. They will be giving you power, of course, and they'll be giving you guidance, as they are now your patron. The rest of you, I think, you all focus on your studies, and you focus on developing your battle wits and your areas to focus on, especially with your new equipment. But as you see Ruby reading through this book and learning from Isabel, you see another side to Ruby, a different sort of focus. Something that has clarified in Ruby's mind now that perhaps a weight has lifted from her heart. She's managed to find an old friend and rescue them from a terrible situation and bring all of those people that she knew to be evil to ruin. And now that she has done so, she has proven that she is powerful enough to another being that some of you have met already, that she is worth their help. That friend is now somebody who does see Ruby as viable and worth the time and the effort poured into by them. And Ruby, you now feel that your dreams are no longer spent in question and answer. They're no longer spent in torture or pain. They are now spent in discussion, debate. Sometimes you just dream. Sometimes you don't dream at all. But whatever happens, your dreams are your own now. And you get to choose how you walk through them. No longer is there a creature there to hold you to anything. But you have made a contract and it is binding. And we'll wait and see how that shakes out for you and for everybody else. But now that you have the 13 charisma, you are able to multiclass into Warlock. Congratulations. That, I think, is as good an end to a session as we could possibly hope to get. You caused 1,200 damage to a vessel. You destroyed every single person on board. You rescued the one person that needed it. And you each got some pretty fucking cool loot.
And
you are leveling up to level 5. You have killed so many slavers. And you have twisted and torn into the fabric of another realm, sending some of the shards of this thing hurtling through a portal that very briefly opened up as the whole place got smashed into splinters that then set on fire. These are perhaps the beginning moments of a legendary time for each of you as a group. Maybe you need to start thinking about what you're going to call your group, because you've not given yourselves a name yet.
We're not calling it the arson party. I've already had one.
But maybe we can think about that in the downtime to come, as we each take 1 week between now and the next session, which will be session 13. Let's hope it's not an unlucky one for you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Any passing remarks before we end this stream?
I love you all. Thank you for being here with us.
And thank you, Jekyll.
Yes.
You're very welcome.
Let's go!
Yeah, with Jackal, we wouldn't be here, so thank you, Jackal.
Yes, I gave birth to all 6 of you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that must be hard.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I am your mother, your father, and I am I'm every woman.
We're
okay.
amoebas.
Doing the joke.
Name them.
Guys, we're all bacteria.
Yay!
Congratulations on the
Parmesia!
biggest damage roll in D&D history.
All right,
Also.
Jackal, I will tell you who I'm gonna raid.
I've only got
I'm
2
gonna
people
find
in the
my
chat,
phone.
and I'm pretty sure that they're already in yours, so I'm not going to be raiding anybody. But I will be
okay.
ending my stream and ending the recording. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
I can't wait
Love
to
you
see
all.
all of your leveled up people with all of your new HP levels. Hopefully Ruby gets some more. Just don't forget to do it on D&D Beyond, and we are using rolls, so you're going to be rolling for your new HP, not just taking the average as we do on critters.
Alrighty.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm ending the stream
Already
now.
done.
Bye.
Bye.